At the moment, I just felt that let's end this call quick. I need to do something about it. I left this much amount of money in my bank. I have no future. My wife is 6 months pregnant. I have a house.
Hi, YiShern. Welcome.
Hello.
And thank you for coming on to Heart and Hustle.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're very glad to have you on here. So today we're going to talk about entrepreneurship using your experience, specifically on how to build and also scale businesses. It's definitely not an easy task. So hopefully you can share a lot of good insights and advices for those who probably want to start their own business or want to take their business to the next level.
Okay.
So I guess let's start off with your journey. Tell me a little bit about yourself. I know you used to be a pilot and then now you're doing weddings. You're a wedding planner. So tell me, how did that happen and what led you here?
Yeah, previously I was a pilot, an airline pilot for Asia. And then how I got into this event line was I was retrenched during COVID. The first 174 pilots that Asia asked to leave, I was one of them. The wedding thing wasn't the prior plan at first. Before that, this company has already been started. I was selling live band for my wife. She was a singer. She sings in bar and she sings in wedding. So while I was being a pilot, I had this company. I had it for her because I didn't want her to sing at bar.
Wow.
So I told her that I'll create a company for you. I'll get the clients for you to sing in weddings or in event, and then to reduce the number of times you have to go to bar to sing. So why I created this for her was also because I didn't want to make it seem like just because I was a pilot that I tell her that I will take care of you and you didn't have to work and listen to me. Like that's what a lot of guys are being like doing to the girls, right? Like being all
patriarchal.
Yes, and controlling and all.
Okay.
But I don't want to look like that kind of person. So I told her I'll start a company and all the money that we earn is all for you.
Wow.
Yeah, because I just didn't want her to work so hard at bar. And also just a little bit of background why she was working in bar was she's good at singing and she was singing all the way from her college days to pay for her in college and to take care of her 3 other younger sister and her mom. Yeah. So I felt that this is the least I can do for her. Then, yeah, the company was started. We call it Yours Truly Entertainment. We started selling live band. And then after I got retrenched, that was the toughest time. My wife was 6 months pregnant. I left, I think 3,000 or 5,000 ringgit in my bank. Overnight, I was cut off from the company and zero income. Yeah. It was really bad. And I had a house. Just bought a house.
Okay.
Prior to that.
A lot of commitments.
Yeah, everything was coming. And then I still remember I had to go to the confinement center and beg them to give me back the deposit. And then they give it back. It was very nice of them. Along the way, I did a lot of things before I entered this event. I tried insurance. I didn't work out. Turns out they were trying to use me as just because I'm a pilot, and then they want me to recruit other pilots. So I did the whole thing,
Okay.
Yeah, and it was bad. So when I found that this was their tactic, and then I didn't want to do it, so I stopped. Yeah, the time live band also cannot sell, right? Because it's COVID, and then there were this restriction, they can't do events. So I started doing proposal first. All because of when the COVID started to get more relaxed, I proposed to my wife. Because no matter how, I still want to propose to her, because I think every girl deserves to be proposed once in their life. By a good man, of course, Yeah. So I proposed to her. And I think this is like a calling. Because right after she said yes, I was in the kitchen there. I was crying alone. Because I felt very, very sad that the fact that I have to give her such a shitty proposal. It was a very shitty proposal compared to all the proposals that I've done for other people nowadays. Because I really had no money. And I was so poor that at one point I didn't want to do a proposal, but all her friends, all her Chimoy said to me you know what, let's chip in money and get her Airbnb and you just pay for the deco, So I still remember I paid like a 400 ringgit deco from Taobao, have the Chimoy to help me to bring over, And then, yeah. So the whole proposal, I wasn't happy. I was crying alone in the kitchen because I felt that I should have given her a better one. Not to say a more grand one, but something that is more meaningful and more, how do I say, unique, instead of just a house, a room, and then ugliest deco, right? It was really ugly, for me at least, Then I was crying there. Then suddenly one person called me. I still remember the person works in Troika, because that was the plan before this, is to propose in Troika.
Okay.
Book the whole restaurant, and there's going to be violinists, there's going to be like really nice decoration and all. But end up I have to cancel the plan because I had no money, right? So this person called me and asked me, "Hey, YiShern, remember me?" And I was like, yeah. And I was like, wiping my tears. I said, "Oh, remember, you are saying you want to do proposal here, and then you cancel off. Hey, guess what? I got a client want to do proposal, but it's going to be next week. Can you do it?" At that moment, I asked myself, if I say yes, I'll get some money to survive. At the same time, it'll be tough because I never done this whole thing before. But if I say no, I'm not going to have any money. So I said yes because I needed the money to, my wife was 6 months pregnant, and no more money, right? Then I say yes, and then that's where I did my first proposal. From then on, 1 week later, I did my first proposal. Then from then on, everything just fell into place. The first proposal event I did was 30th of June 2021.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the June 2021 all the way to December 2021, I did a lot of proposals. And then, there's never a bad day for proposals, right? So we did a lot. Then I only entered the wedding was 2022 January.
Actually, that's very fast. Like, it's literally like
Yeah.
in a very short amount of time, you actually changed from proposals to like
because at the moment I was thinking to myself, I needed to earn more because moratorium was going to be over. I had to pay my car, I had to pay my house, all those things I bought when I was being a pilot, right?
Yeah.
All the commitments I had. So I asked myself, what is the faster way at that time to earn more? And then I start to realize other wedding planners are charging 15K, 18K, 20K to plan a wedding. I was saying, hey, that's good money, right? I asked myself, can I enter wedding? I actually YouTube it, like how to plan a wedding.
Right.
I went to Pinterest, I checked how to plan a wedding. I look at everything, then I start to see the resemblance of, like, it's actually the same thing like how you plan a proposal. It's just that this time is a longer period and of course more detailed, right? Then I just tell myself, you know what, this is the next goal I need to achieve, which is to enter wedding planning. So the first client I had is not actually from my proposal client. This couple is actually one of the companies that does gemstones and jewelry. And I just like a few months before their wedding, I went up to their shop and I was saying like, hey, let's be friends. If you get client, you pass it over, I give you 10%. If I get client, I pass it to you, guys get 10%. So we started being friends like that. Then one day, I still remember he called me and like asked me, hey, YiShern, can you plan a wedding? And then through the phone, I just said to him, yeah, you can.
like no brainer.
No brainer. Yeah. And then that's how it started on the 28th of January 2022, my first ever wedding. And then the second wedding was 20th of February 2022. That is one of my proposal clients. And now we've become really good friends, and I'm like the godfather to their daughter.
Wow.
Yeah. So I actually do keep some of them are like good friends after the event. Yeah. Then from then on, the journey started. But the journey never really kicked off only after my own wedding, which was on the 17th of July 2022.
Right.
Yeah, the best day ever for me, of course.
Congrats to you.
Yeah. So from then on, then the whole career of this wedding planning kickstart, and until now.
Which I saw your video on your wedding, which was so beautiful.
Thank you. It was a different kind of concept, which I'm going to say a lot of people try to copy me now.
Okay, tell me more. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people tend to do grand weddings, big deco and everything. That's easy to achieve. You just need to have money, you throw in the money, you get to have a really nice deco. But to me, as a wedding planner, I just feel that at the moment, I don't want to have a grand wedding. More like I want a unique wedding.
Okay.
So I feel that the only way to get a unique wedding is through your itinerary. Because that's the hardest thing to do. I mean, it's not just from the planner's effort, but also you need to make sure the client willing to do it. So that time I'm the planner and I'm the client. So of course I can do it, right? Because I have control.
Yeah.
So I had this MC way to tell my love story to all my 200 guests, even though half of them don't understand Mandarin. But all of them cried. But of course, the main point is not to make them cry, but it's to share my love story to them.
Yeah.
Because to me, a wedding is not just go to the venue just to eat and go home and gossip over the wedding after that. It's more to you go to celebrate the person's love. I mean, as much as I joke a lot, I know about all this thing, but I just put the joke aside. But to me, the wedding is really important. It's actually a date where you celebrate, two person get together. And it's not easy, right, to get together and then to have a wedding and to have a future together. So yeah, so that time, I kind of do it differently. And also it was the right time to enter because COVID, I think that time was, if I remember correctly, start to be more and more relaxed. Yeah. And a lot of people who didn't get married for the past 2-3 years, like everyone just come in. So I started this whole, concept, we try to have a storytelling in a wedding. Even though a lot of people hated it, the reason why is because you have to wait like 20-30 minutes before you can start to eat. Yeah, because you have to sit there to listen to my love story. But then again, thank God I have a really good MC. So the story was really...
Which will be coming onto the Hard and Hustle channel too. So, yeah.
Stay tuned, MC Wei.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I had to plug in there.
Pay her.
Okay.
So, then she did a really good job. She did a really great job. All my friends were really touched. The family members were touched. They cried. Everyone cried. Of course, I felt like a success. Everyone cried. Even I myself cried. I cried from morning all the way to night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was very touching for me also because in the morning ceremony, I had a really good master tea ceremony to lead the whole thing. Okay. And at that moment, I still remember, I cried because I feel like finally, this is the event that my wife deserves.
Aww.
Yeah, she don't really ask for much. My wife, she never really asked for a lot of like nice things or what. She didn't really come from a well-to-do family. Same goes to me. But I just feel that this is something which I promised also, which is I would give her the best within my capability. I was telling her, I'm not trying to give you the most grand wedding ever, but I want to give you something that is unique. A wedding that belongs to us and not for the parents, not for the friends, not to show what, but it's really we both celebrate love. So during the wedding, we had few things that I was really proud of. One of them is I did my own lighting. In the whole wedding, I designed my own lighting. Wow. So my wife wanted a garden wedding and I didn't allow her because I'm not going to spend few $100,000 just to have the chance of being rained on. Okay. But when I'm planning other people's wedding, I don't mind because you pay for it. I'm just standing there to do my part, right? I mean, you still can engage me for a wedding plan for garden. I'll still do it. I'll just ask you to bring more umbrellas and pay for extra manpower.
Okay. Yes, okay.
But for myself, I didn't allow it because I don't like to take the kind of risk for myself. Okay. It's just a personal point of view, right? Preference. So on the day itself, I had this lighting right in the middle of the whole hall, shining down. If you see the picture, it feels like it's just the both of us. Yes. Because few reasons to that. One of them is I just want everybody to keep quiet. Okay. Because when the whole hall is dark and it's only focused on us, you kind of have no choice but to look at us, like superstar like that. Then secondly is, if you see the decor that I did for myself, it was all giant flowers converging inside towards us. So the concept I said to my wife is like, she's like the sun to my life. And then because she wanted a garden wedding, I didn't allow her. So all these giant flowers are converging into us because she's like the sun, and where the flower blooms is where the sun is. So everything is converging towards us. Yeah, that's the concept there. And then when the whole hall is dark and it's just the both of us there, and then we both exchange our wows, it just feels like the whole world just doesn't matter anymore, but it's just the both of us. Yeah. So, and then we did that, and then we exchanged our wows, and then after that, next one was I surprised her with a song. I'm really bad at singing.
Okay.
I'm literally tone deaf. But I took out secret singing lesson from one of the live band, and then the keyboardist, and then I went for like secret classes, like weekly. I went to learn one song. The song is 至少还有你.
Okay.
That means
Chinese song.
The Chinese one 至少还有你. I learned through the whole song with pinging. I don't even know all the words. And then end of the chorus, then I just kneel down. Then I bought a new ring for her, which was from my first client, the one I told you that he sell jewelry. Yeah. So I bought the ring. And then I proposed to her again. Because that moment I feel like finally, this is what she deserved. Like she didn't deserve a shitty proposal 2 years ago. Even though she was very happy about it. But I just needed to fulfill this for us. So I gave her finally proposals that I think she deserved. And yeah, I was really happy. Then of course she was shocked about it. Before we exchanged our ring, okay, my daughter just came out to stage, passes the ring box. Yeah, it was really sweet, Then I told my wife, see, next time our daughter can tell everyone they went to their parents. She went to their parents' wedding. Yeah. Then from then on, after the wedding, Instagram took it quite well. a lot of inquiries start coming in. Like a lot of these new clients started to inquire us they want the same kind of wedding, more or less.
They wanted the spotlight.
The spotlight, the tea stage, the giant flowers, the lighting. That's how it kick off, and I was quite blessed and grateful for that. I don't think that I did the whole thing like just to get sales or what, like for my wedding. It's just more to like so right time, right place, and then I found my niche. Now most of our clients, whenever they engage us, they also want something like they want an intimate wedding. Nowadays I can tell people that you don't need to do a garden wedding just to get an intimate wedding. You can actually do it in a hotel. And then I show them pictures. I see all the people come to the hotel, let me do wedding, also cry one, see? But now they cry in comfort.
Not under the hot sun with aircon.
Yeah, I know, right? And hot sun, and then if you're under the hot sun, you want to rent an aircon, so expensive, 250 ringgit. Not a centralized aircon. Right?
The calculations. I think you just brought like the vision that you had in mind to life, right? And for the love for your wife. I think that's super, super beautiful. It's quite refreshing for me to see, because I know for guys, maybe because you're a wedding planner, but for a lot of guys, I don't think they're so involved in the whole wedding details. I'm not sure. Maybe you can challenge me differently, but from what I see,
most guys they actually don't involve in it, but I involve in it. I think mainly because it's my own personality. From day on, I like to watch rom-com.
Oh,
I always have this like feeling like when I watch this rom-com, I'm like, oh, so sweet, and then I always try to think of different ways to give my loved one. The Chinese call it YiShern. I think the English, if you translate, it's called gesture of love. I mean, you don't really need to do a lot, but it's just about showing effort and never stop showing effort. Because you don't show effort, and no sparkless relationship lah. You don't want to do all these things. So it's about showing effort and plus on wedding day, I feel like that is like your once in a lifetime moment. And in life, there's only that few once in a lifetime moment. You get together with your loved one, you married, having kids. Those are your first few once in a lifetime moment and only one. So why not do it right? So to me, I feel that moment on my wedding day, I felt like it's the first time I do everything right. So thank God for it. That's why now it did help on the business a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Now you continuously just bring that, value to your clients. But, being a pilot versus a wedding planner, I think the differences are pretty obvious to all of us. So how did you, adapt towards like the creativity side? Or do you think that there are actually more similarities than differences?
The back end, the foundation is actually quite similar, because both of these jobs, right, they require you to be really, really focused. I mean, being a pilot, a lot of people talk about, wow, pilot job is like, wow,
life and death.
Very tough, life and death and what. Doing a wedding is also sort of life and death also, but it's not until like death literally, but you only have one chance to make it right for someone else's happiness and someone else's big day. So there is no chance for you to screw it up. You can't screw it up. You promise the person this kind of service that you can deliver. Obviously you have to deliver. So it's more or less similar, but I do bring in some of the attitudes that I, learned while being a pilot to being a planner. One of them is being like really, really focused when I plan a wedding. We try to have this mindset, not just to me, but to all my staff, to be 0% mistake. I know a lot of people will be thinking like, it's okay. If it's done, it's done. We fix the mistake later on. But we always try our best to be 0% mistake. So, we try a lot of ways to do that, such as, reminding, prompting, talking to ourselves like what's happening next and next and next. Even like when we plan the wedding, our whole checklist, I feel like it's designed like to be a pilot lah. And then at the same time, critical thinking. Me and my staff, my whole team, we try to think in a way where we must always have this critical thinking mindset at all times. So sometimes even if a client like texts you, asks you something, obviously maybe you forgot to reply her for like 3 days. You cannot be like, oh, sorry, I didn't reply you. So you have to like make something out to like suit the whole situation down. Manage expectation and also, it is a bit similar lah. But I try my best to not take everything in also from being a pilot to this planning thing, because if the whole planning thing works as a pilot, I don't think there will be any creativity side left. Because being a pilot, we follow rules too much. And being a planner, sometimes you have to bend the rules to achieve something different.
Do you miss being a pilot?
I do.
Would you go back any day?
Not anytime soon. Okay. But I'm working towards a goal where one day I'm able to openly say, I don't need to go back there anymore. I was a bit disappointed, to be honest. I love that job. It was a great job. It pays well. stability in life and everything. But it taught me that being a pilot, it become very complacent in your life. Your life has just become a really straight, nice line. But when the COVID came and hit you, it just made me feel that I should have done something else. So I was a bit disappointed. Of course, the job is great. Don't get me wrong. It's just that the perception I had, because when I entered being a pilot, I told myself, yep, I'm 21 now. From 21 till I'm 65, I'm going to have good amount of money in my EPF, and I'll stay in the airport, have a nice semi there, own 2 BMW, and my life is like that. But it turns out having that kind of mindset, wanting to stay complacent and comfortable, it ruined me. I do miss being a pilot, but try my very best to not step back in. If the day I go back into being a pilot, I want it to be, I'm doing this just for fun, not doing it for work. Because when I was being a pilot, my life was just mundane.
But you get to fly to a lot of different countries.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not the old times anymore where you get to fly there, you get to enjoy or what. And even if you get to fly to a different country, you only enjoy the first 1 month. It's the same thing if I tell you, let's go Japan now. You're going to be very happy about it. Let's go, pack our bag, let's go. And you're going to enjoy that whole week. But if every Monday I ask you to be in Tokyo for 3 nights, you're not going to be happy. And if every day you keep doing the same repetitive thing, you're not going to be happy. It's a nice job. It's a nice job in the way where you meet different people. You have a really nice status job. People like, whoa, pilot and everything. But at the end, it's just a job. We're still normal human beings. We still go home after work. You still feel tired. Sorry, I talk about the parts that I feel very emotional. The time we went through those things are really bad.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I was like really, really depressed that time also. Yeah, because being a man, it's all about being a provider.
Yeah.
I was brought up that way also, then the time cannot provide, I feel very down. So then I talk back about last time, I feel like a lot of people are like, you should proud, now okay already, ma. I just feel that no one should go through that phase. So when I went through that phase, I feel like it was really tough, really tough, yeah.
But you never saw like the retrenchment coming, is it?
No, because I still remember when this COVID came. COVID came around 2020 March. And then my last flight was March 25th. I went back home and then they said, okay guys, all your schedule will be cut down. You're not going to fly. Things are great. I still remember the CEO at the time. Week after week, things are great. Then until June, suddenly the CEO stepped down, changed a new CEO, and then be like, okay guys, things are not great. Whoever received an email for the next 24 hours, you might be left out, And then I still remember, because I bought a new house, I was buying my electric oven, built-in oven at TBM in Bangsar Village. And that was like COVID times. I just started COVID. Now I was like paying for it. And then I remember the guy saying to me, wow, bro, tapping my shoulder. Everyone's like saving money. You're just buying things for your house because I want to get everything done before, the house and all. I was like, yeah, I just want to settle it first, Then when the transaction just went through and then Gmail just pops up. Then I look at it, I double click. Hey, sure. Then I was like, shit. I look at it and say, please prepare for a Google Meet. We talk to you about what's happening or what. Then the next day, click on the link. That was like the first time I used a virtual meeting during the whole COVID time. And then there was other management there, and then the chief pilot was there giving me the whole speech of, it's not you, it's us, company doing well, blah, 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 blah. To be frank though, I did not hate any of them. And I did not hate the story. So I did not hate the company for it. Just FYI. A lot of people hate them. Everyone in the group was like complaining, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I say it. A lot of you. Yeah.
But nobody expected COVID to.
Nobody. Yeah. Of course, nobody.
Expected it first, and secondly, it's to be that long too.
Yeah. And then it's just that at the moment, I just felt that, let's end this call quick. I need to do something about it.
Right.
I left this much amount of money in my bank. I have no future. My wife is 6 months pregnant. I have a house to pay. That was just the first thing came in my thought. So I tried my very best in the 30 minutes in the call, trying to ask them to make me stay. I cried too. And then I even told them, like, let's meet up, like, in the next few days in the office as to discuss. I remember I went to discuss in the room with 2 of the chief pilot at the time. And I was like tearing there, like, please just let me stay, you can continue to pay me just minimum basic. I don't mind. Just let me stay. And, of course, they have to do what they have to do and what they are paid to do, which I don't blame them, because a company have to survive. Because right now, I'm running my own company.
Yeah, you're a business owner now.
Yeah. So I totally get what they're trying to do. But in fact, I thank them for doing that, because if they'd never done that, I wouldn't be where I am today. It was tough
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah.
So like when one
Went through
door
everything.
closes, another door opens.
Yeah, what they always say, like, you know.
Yeah. But how did you deal with like your emotions, like
Oh.
mentally? Because I'm sure it has been a very, very challenging time.
Very
right?
challenging.
I mean, still I hear a lot of resilience and you were being so resourceful to, take on new jobs. But in that moment.
So what goes through my mind every day was my wife 6 months pregnant, 3 more months she's gonna give birth. I once promised her she have to give birth in a private hospital, and now I don't think I can afford anymore. And I once promised her I'll give her a nice confinement center. All these things, bear in mind, my wife didn't ask for it. Is I want to give it to her, because if I can give her the best, why don't I give her the best? Why you want to save on all these little things that you can potentially make someone feel good and happy, right? And these are necessity, right? So I'm not trying to say that you need to like spend money just to be the best. The first few days was tough. I cried a lot. I cried in my wife's arms, and I was like saying that I feel like a inadequate guy now. I can't provide for you anymore. And at that moment, my wife didn't give up on me, of course. That was also one of the reasons that made me feel that she's worth it. Because you know what they always say, right? To test a woman is when the man has nothing, but to test a man is when he has everything, right? So at the moment, I have nothing anymore. She stayed true with me. And also her mom as well. I still remember my mom-in-law. She's one of the best person I know. Yeah. Just to say a bit also, because when I was being a pilot, I still remember I go to a house, she'll make me my favorite bowl of noodle, iron my uniform for me. And even when I have no more job as being a pilot, when I was jobless, I go to a house, she still give me the same respect. So yeah, she's a really good person, Yeah, back to my wife. Yeah, I was crying every day. And then like for a week, I did nothing, just laying down on the bed, do nothing, just being depressed. And come to a point, I just say to myself, I can't blame the situation. I just have to do something about it, right? So I started finding like jobs online, sending out resumes everywhere, every day. Got a LinkedIn premium, just to like get to know other CEOs, like try my luck.
Yeah.
Not much luck though.
What were you looking for at that point? Yeah.
For a pilot job.
Okay, still a pilot.
Still, because at that mind, I was so fixated that I'm just a pilot. I can't do anything else. And then along the way, I started cooking at home. Don't want to sell chicken rice. Then sent to a few friends. Then a few friends say it's not nice. So I stopped. I thought they would go kindly on me, but they're like, come on, lah, bro, $10 for this. Come on, I won't pay for it. Then I was like, okay, lah, cannot do it, lah. Then I entered insurance. I sit through the whole exam thing. I passed, and then I try, and I just can't do it. It's just not for me. It's a good job. I think it's suit for some people, but it's not for everybody. Yeah. Then after that, proposal. I proposed to my wife. Then that moment in the kitchen, I got a call. Then I did my first proposal. That's where I knew, because I was looking at YouTube, like how to be successful, those like guru video. Then I say that you want to start a business, you must find the solution, the problem, and you be the solution. Then I started to realize, as a man, it's so hard to keep secret from your wife. The good kind of secret, of course, not the bad kind of secrets, right? Then I was saying that. I was thinking to myself, this is a man's business. I don't need to deal with any woman here. Not trying to be sexist, but I have to do it one person. I'm not going to do it two people, right? Then I start to do ads and blast out the ads on like proposal, your once in a lifetime moment, I can plan for you. Planning, deco, photography, videography, all in one stop center. And then a lot of guys start to PM me, and then all of them like quite cool, like bro, straight up like, hey, when's the event you want to do? They give me a date. Ask them what's the budget. They tell me the budget. I feel like it's good enough for me. Okay, bro. Then we become like, bro. Like, bro, you can not, bro. Okay, bro. Okay, then everything's like settled already. Then, started doing proposal.
So you started off as like a one-man show.
One-man show with my wife.
Okay.
Yeah, she was pregnant. Then she was the one that maybe helped me open the door for the girl, or help me put on the mic for the girl, And then we started off like that,
Okay.
Then only until, that year itself in November, then, I started to hire my first staff. Because that month is the first time I had about more than 5 events, 5 proposals in 1 month. And then I have my first staff, and then everything just start to fall in places.
And now how many staff do you have?
I would say at this stage we're expanding, but I'm more strict in looking for staff. Yeah, because had a few good ones, had a few bad ones. Yeah. So by the same time, the number of staff in the company doesn't determine how well the company is doing,
Of course.
I only hire when I need help. If I don't need help, then I don't need to hire. Because being a wedding planner, yes, you need a team to run the show on a day, but at the same time, you alone can do everything. To plan the wedding, not to coordinate. Yeah, to plan, you alone can do everything. Yeah, so yeah, right now, I'm running on optimum number of. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say that your business really grew like very rapidly in a very short amount of time.
Still got more to improve.
Of course, but I think what we would be interested to know is like, what do you think contributed to this rapid growth?
My fast reply to my client.
Okay, really?
No one can do it what I do.
It?
When I take up your job, it means I'm here for you.
Okay.
So when you text me, I reply you ASAP. But of course, I also have a life, you know, and I must say, thank God, all of them actually quite understanding on this. Like, so a few ways I do it. So whenever they sign me up as their wedding planner, I always tell them that don't worry. Even I've taken your money already, I'll still reply you just as before I take your money. Number one. And number two, if I'm not replying you, just take a look at my Instagram that you follow. I would definitely put up a notice that today I'm doing a wedding. So all of them have this understanding, all of them, and they're all so cool about it. And even when they're trying to text me while they know that I have a wedding that day, they write things like, hey, YiShern, sorry to disturb you today. I know you're having a wedding, but I just want to spam all here first. See it when you're free. You know, all of them are so nice, to be honest, these few years, you know. I feel that it contributed a lot to my company. I really reply you fast. And I give you answer fast. I don't drag you. Yeah, that is one thing. But other than that, I would say it's more like the right time, right moment. Because if I want to say that I'm like a very experienced or best wedding planner, I'm not. I didn't have any courses. I learned literally from YouTube and from friends and from experience. I did a lot of mistakes at the start. Really did a lot. Got scolded before as well. Yeah, I went to trouble before, but not really big trouble, but like really proper feedback from clients, because I do ask my clients for feedback all the time. Like, please let me know, because feedbacks I feel like are the most valuable lessons that anyone can get. If someone really will give you feedback, means more or less they also want to see you grow and see you have a change. So I do ask that from my client, and when they give me feedback, I take it really, really seriously. The good ones, of course, the not practical ones I don't really listen to, you know, but the really good ones I do listen. So the first 1-2 years, there were a lot of feedbacks. And nowadays, I'm glad to say, mostly I just like compliments. Yeah. Like one of the things that I was really happy about this whole year, it started to become like an addiction, you know, to achieve this every time. From last year, July, all the way to this year, 70% of them is I want to do such a good job until the couple would say my name, thank me, my name and my team on the stage in front of 400 people. Nice. Yeah. End of this year, I actually going to release a video about this. Like, all of them like, hey, thank you. And it feels great. Not to say you because of the fame or because of the recognition, but it just makes me feel that I did a good job for them, because someone paid me for the service. And obviously I'm not perfect. I can't give you 100%, you know, I do make mistakes sometimes, you know, but it just makes me feel that, I did a good job for them. Just hope this answers your question.
Definitely. Thank you so much for your transparency. I think feedback, they say, is a gift, right?
It's a gift.
Yeah, so I think it's always good to receive feedback, whether it's good or bad, help us to improve. But I think you also mentioned a lot about like challenges and some of the things that you have went through. Running a business itself it's a completely different ball game, right? So I think, what were some of your most challenging moments, and what would you have done differently?
Challenging moments a lot. A lot. Actually, I would say most of the time the challenging moments that comes are those moments that I experience it first time. Like, I have no prior experience doing it, but still I always let's do it kind of person. And then I do feel stressed, but then again, this is back to the pilot part, you know, where we were taught that human works best at the peak performance when they have optimum stress, the stress level. So you do need a bit of stress level to perform. The stress moments I have, I would say mostly are garden weddings. So,
I understand why.
You know, plus the heat all coming in, and then everyone just like come at you. Yeah, it's quite stressful, but it is still manageable. It's just that this kind of stress we don't normally show it to clients, you know, because everyone always think that we are the one running the show, which we are, but it does get stressful sometimes, especially when your vendors come late. Or your vendors doesn't perform the way they want to. But usually it's a late part. I really, really hate late people. I think that being late for something, especially for wedding as a vendor, is you didn't respect.
People's time.
Yeah, exactly. Because they paid for your service already for the time. So that's number one. Challenges, what else? Clients, sometimes you didn't manage the expectation well. But then again, nowadays it's very manageable on this part, because before they even take up my service, I tell them first how I am and what kind of planner I am. So this already sets up the part of managing the expectation. But during the early stage of the planning of my career, I didn't really know how to tell them who am I. Yeah, because you need to include not just your strength, but your weakness as well. I tell them straight, I'm the kind of planner who will do this for you, but at the same time, I don't like doing this. And of course, you do lose some client by doing that, but end up the client you get are the kind of client that really wants you and then buy your idea. So nowadays, this kind of stress is near to 0% already. Yeah.
I think you have achieved like quite a sweet spot and like of how to
comfortable
manage.
spot.
Comfortable spot.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In terms of challenges, I think you covered a lot. I think it's also similar to what I've heard from like other guests that came onto the show, especially when running their business, right? Then how about growing and scaling your business? How do you stay relevant? Because there's so much competition out there today. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, scaling this business, I think that it's actually very subjective on how you see scale, right? So 3 years ago, I started this whole planning thing, the thought of scaling is 1 year you need to earn this much amount of money, then you are considered like, I earn enough money. And to some people, scaling is 1 day I get to do 2-3 jobs. Yeah, because different people have different mindset of their own scaling. But my mindset in terms of, for my company, is more to like, every year I give myself an X amount of jobs I need to have in order to pay for all the overhead and to have a good quality of life for my family. So in these 2 years is actually the peak year, for my company. So one of the things that I scale, this one secret, this one. Okay, share a bit. Teaser a bit. So last time I always use cheap manpower, because I want to save money. So when you're inexperienced, definitely you're gonna be cost
junior.
Straightforward, cheap lah. Yeah, cheaper a bit. But on a recent year, I actually acquired a team of experienced people to help me out. Yeah, so it does make my job a lot easier, and at the same time, it makes me have the confidence to sell and promise my clients certain expectation compared to last time. So that's one of the ways I do it. And secondly, my company now, I do have another partner. So I let her focus more on the operation side, and I focus more on selling part. And of course, I'm not just selling it, throw it to her, but I also be involved in the whole planning. So like this, then I have 2 sets of hands instead of 1 set of hands really. And then of course, I also focus more on teaching new people, but I selectively choose. I teach those who want to see a future in my company, then I'll have them to join me, and in the long run, I'll let them start to handle the projects. Yeah, that's how I scale them.
Okay. So it's like a succession plan.
Yeah, because in this company, even in my profile, it's like wedding planning by YiShern. They chose this company is because they chose me. Yeah, that was the plan from the start. The branding was already there. The mission is set already, is to brand me that only there's me, I can do your wedding well. By yours truly. Yeah.
Nice. I was gonna ask, maybe a tagline or like the meaning behind.
Oh no lah, there's no meaning. The name of the company was my wife and I told her like, hey, but this afternoon you take 3 names, I take 3 names, let's choose. Of course, in the afternoon, I didn't provide the 3 names. She provided 3 names. And I was like, okay, let's go for this, because I didn't want it to put some like French love name or some Italian love name or like some Italian words there that most Malaysians can't even pronounce it. Sounds funny. So
by yours truly, YiShern.
By yours truly. Yeah.
And now I think you need to train people to recreate that branding.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. Actually, not to train people to recreate. It's more like to find someone who have the same vision. Yeah, that's the hardest part. Not everyone thinks the same thing as you. Not everyone buys your idea. And that one is a challenge for me right now. But I believe as time goes by, I will get the experience on how to filter out these people and get the next one in line, to like have the same vision, mission, and then work out this plan where they can do what I do. Yeah. It's not going to be 99%, but it needs to be 100%. Next time can self-franchise.
I'm sure you'll be able to achieve it. Just a matter of time. Wish you all
Hopefully.
the best.
Thank you.
I want to go to the last part also is on, like for those that are considering like career change or they want to start their own business. What are some of the advice that you would give them?
Okay, this one have to be very, very honest to your own self. Of course, you must ask what are your strengths first and what are your weaknesses. I don't think that anyone should just jump into a new career or a new job just because they felt like it, or just because at the spur of the moment, the dopamine rush, and they think that, yeah, I can do it, everyone can do it. I don't know, one or two of them are like that. They just feel that, oh, I see you do so easy, let's do it lah. Open an Instagram account, and then like, yeah, I'm a wedding planner now. Yeah, of course I did that. I did that too. But I won't say that because of my hard work that brought me to where I am. Yeah, part of it, but the other 50% is more to, it was the right time. So that's why I will never give myself the 100% the credit that because of me, I get to where I am. But it's really just the right time, right? So yeah, back to the part of starting a business. First, you must know what are your strengths. You must see what's the trend now. What is lacking off in this society, in this trend that you want to do. If you think there's a market for it, then you do it. But if you think there's no market for it, don't try. I know a lot of people talk about taking risks and what, but I'm a pilot. We take calculated risks. We don't take like, let's try, let's jump into it. Of course, if you have a lot of money, a lot of time to spend, you want to try on, go ahead. But then again, it's to each of its own. This is just more to like how I think, especially when I start new business. I do have second business, but then we can leave it to next time to talk about.
To be continued.
Yeah. But I also have that mindset to myself before I start a new thing, which is, what are my strengths? Can I do it? Do you have the time to do it? And can you commit to it? Because you can't just start a business and then just have the mindset of just try. Because if you want to do something, make sure you do it well. And then you can succeed. Whatever you do, even if today you want to open a fried rice shop or, fried noodle shop, but if you think that you're going to succeed, and you believe in the whole thing, you just have to believe in it, then obviously you can do it. But if you don't even believe in the whole thing, you just want to try, I don't think trying is a good mindset to start a business.
Okay.
It's either you do it or you don't do it. Yeah. Right. Because when you do it, you need to aim for success. That's the biggest picture that we all want.
It's like all in or...
all in or nothing. Yeah, all or nothing. Yeah.
Is there any like lessons that you wish you have knew earlier before getting into business?
Yes. Don't trust people easily. I think that's the most common one. Yeah. I never believe in that until I have to experience it myself. Never share everything that you know to everyone. You must always keep that few technique that really help you to get you where you are. I mean, everyone also does that. They have to keep a bit, right? Their trade secrets. Learn how to manage your finances. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't taught on how to manage my own finances. That was one of the tough parts also I went through. You need to really lose all the money at one day, then you feel like, okay, it's time to save the money. Yeah. So I went through that. Other than that, I think you just have to learn the experience as you go.
Say what I hear is like, it's not like theory based, not go to
even a piloting school also, we learn all the thing for like 2 years in flying school. You go to your airline for day one. Whatever you learn, you only use that 10%. In the class, they teach you, this cloud is called the cumulonimbus cloud. It only exists at this X number of height above. When you see that, you go into the aircraft, you pass through it. The positive ion, the negative ion will like clash and blah, 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 blah. But when you go in the airline, you and the captain, both of you like, hey, the cloud, quite big, You look at the weather radar. It's red color. Hey, let's avoid lah. Okay. You get what I mean? So not everything you learn in theory, you're able to actually apply in real life. Even my staff or the people I choose to work with or the people I choose them to work for me, all of them come from different background. After all, I believe it's the attitude lah. Anyone can do anything as long as you have the right attitude and you believe in it. Yeah. Like for me, I believe that wedding career, this wedding planning career is a multi-billion-dollar business. And I believe that you will never die. And it's a very good job. No one can replace it. And we can always do better. So I believe in it. So that's why I'm able to do it. But if you just don't believe in this, you can't do it, Yeah.
That definitely sets the scene in terms of the business itself is still very sustainable. Because I think young people these days, like millennial, Gen Z, I hear a lot of them wedding or marriage is just a paper. Yeah, there's a lot of saying in terms of that.
But then again, there are still a lot of people who believe in true love.
Right?
Yeah. not trying to say that you get married is because it's true love or what, but it's a celebration of love, you know. And like I say, the once in a lifetime moment in your life is not many, but wedding is one of them. To me, of course, to me at least, you know. To other people, I don't care what they think, you know. But to me at least, yeah. So.
Would you say you're a hopeless romantic?
Of course, of course. I watched The Notebook. I watched Dear John.
Oh, I love the Nicholas Sparks.
Yeah, Nicholas Sparks book. Yeah, that's the only book I read. I don't even read Harry Potter. I don't even read my Sejarah book or textbook or even pilot books, but Nicholas Sparks. Yeah.
Yes, I think those two books had a very huge impact on me.
Yeah.
The young kid.
The 90s kid.
The 90s kid. Okay, we're revealing our age right here. So. Well, thank you so much for sharing
Thank you.
story. I think what can we look forward to? Yours truly by YiShern in 2025 or the years to come?
What to look forward next year? There'll be something new. Something new. We are in the midst of changing. We are restructuring the whole thing because I feel like the past 2 years since my wedding, we sort of been doing the same type of wedding for the past 2 years for most clients. So next year there'll be something new, you know. Can't reveal it yet, but it'll be something new to look forward to. It'll be better you know, in terms of like better way of planning, better way of coordinating. A lot of things will change next year. Yeah, because the past 2 years has been like a straight line already. Like I start to realize it's a straight line. So next year, there'll be new changes coming soon. Hopefully we can serve the couple better.
Oh, very exciting. Very interesting. Do you want to plug your channels here? If they want to find you, they want to engage you, how can they find you?
So if you want to look for me, you can go to my Instagram page at yourstruly.ent. Yeah, that's the Instagram page.
Okay.
Then over there, that's my number there also. So
DM him to reach out to him, yeah?
Slide into my DMs.
I think that's the opening.
I'll reply you fast. But of course, sometimes if I'm doing events, then I can't reply you because my time I have to give to a client's time. But when I'm not, then I'll reply you. Yeah.
YiShern will reply you, yes?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on to Heart and Hustle. I think story has definitely been very impactful and very insightful as well. I think what I feel throughout this whole sharing is there's still a lot of hope in dark times, and there's definitely always an opportunity to like pivot, right? And you never know like what are the silver linings in between. Look at you today in a very different space and definitely doing way better than how you used to be.
Better than my older version.
Better than his older version. Yeah. So I hope that will really inspire all of you guys. If there's anything that you want to reach out to YiShern, feel free to connect with him at his Instagram. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!